Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Bastian Weekly, your source for news on roles, recruitment, supply chain, and tech. So just to start off a couple of roles I wanted to mention on today's session, we've got a senior software engineer role with a leading logistics service company building some own in-house product and technology. Location is Melbourne, competitive salary and offer, full-time permanent role. We've got a lead consultant in the planning and retail planning space. So if you've got a background in merchandising, replenishment, S&OP or IBP, and exposure to the retail industry, we'd love to talk to you. We've got a sales director / country MD role going with a European-based ocean freight forwarder that's looking to open an office here in Australia. Role will be based in Melbourne. Some really interesting products they service and industry service lines they work in. It's an exciting opportunity to help build a business here locally in Australia. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, give us a call. We've got 2 account managers, 2 different companies, logistics service operators. One is Victoria-based in Melbourne. One is New South Wales, Sydney-based. So if you've got an account management background and are based in Sydney or Melbourne, we'd love to talk to you. And then we've also got a project manager role within the logistics software space. If you have any kind of supply chain logistics software experience and you have a strong background in project and program management, we'd love to talk to you about that role as well. That role is based in Sydney. Just a couple of things on recruitment. The candidate bargaining, a recent report about the candidate bargaining leverage around salaries is starting to readjust given the market conditions softening a bit. So there's been a couple of reports recently that candidate negotiating power at time of contracts has rebalanced or recalibrated itself post returning probably a little closer to post pre-COVID-19 levels. There's still high expectations on the candidate side, but I do think, even 12 months ago, candidates could essentially just ask for any number and employers were left with little option because there was such a scarcity of talent. With the market softening a little bit and more big candidates becoming available, I think you're starting to see a little bit of a recalibration there. Another interesting thing I saw from a report from the Australian Information Commission, how recruitment companies are in the top 5 targeted industries experiencing data breach and cybersecurity issues as well. So really interesting for all of the recruitment partners out there, making sure that you have the right infrastructure and security around your CRM and any applications that you use, because our industry is getting targeted at a very high rate, according to the Australian Information Commission. A couple things on supply chain. Coupa CFO Tony says finance chiefs will be under huge pressure to cut costs in supply chain in 2023. That's obviously coming based off their reports from their own platform, which I thought was pretty interesting to share. And then another report from McKinsey yesterday reporting how M&A are aligning to M&A activity, kind of turbocharging procurement activity and a catalyst for procurement transformation. I thought that was really interesting just because of obviously any M&A activity means there is a greater economy of scale and an ability to further reduce cost or improve service lines as well. So just another kind of interesting thought to keep in mind moving forward. And the only thing I wanted to talk about on the tech side, just another report on Bloomberg this morning reporting how tech salaries in Singapore are starting to slow, are rising at a slower pace as the industry softens. And again, that's aligning to what we're seeing in terms of roles and just activity across the region here. For me, even spending some time in Singapore the last couple of weeks, it does appear that the market's softening a bit, and obviously salaries will be rising at a slower pace. So that's us for here at Bastian. Hope you enjoyed the session. Any comments, leave them in the comment section below, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.